So you've done 5 American films. How did you come to work with David O. Russell on I Heart Huckabees and Curtis Hanson on Bedroom Window? How did those come your way?
Well, they came to me. I don't remember how it happened exactly, but I got this call from my agent, and he said that Curtis wanted me to do this film. And then the same with David O. Russell. I was happy because, I mean, whether it was Curtis or David O. Russell, I mean, they're real authors, you know, and I did this movie with them in exactly the same way I would have done movies with French filmmakers. I really felt I was in very personal universes, and well, of course, those were obviously American movies, but for me, it was not like I was, transplanted into something completely unusual. I do think Curtis was one extraordinary director too. LA Confidential for me was one of my favorite movies ever, and I'm sure we'll be rediscovering his movies more and more.
No, he's a wonderful filmmaker. Those roles couldn't be more different. One is a femme fatale, the other is an intellectual, but there's always comedy in these roles, and you bring comedy to a lot of your roles. How important is comedy to you? How does it find its way into these performances?
Well, yes, it's these 2 roles, yes, especially in David O. Russell Huckabees. I mean, it's really a comedy, and he wanted to do a comedy with a kind of very sophisticated twist, you know, with all these characters, and including my character, who was almost a caricature of some of the characters I'd been doing in France. But they were definitely comedies. I like to do both, actually. I was never really obsessed with, you know, doing dramas or comedies. I do believe that even in dramas you can find a little bit of comedy, or in comedies you can find drama. So I never felt I was doing too many dramas or not enough comedies. Of course, comedies are more difficult. Good comedies, I would say, are more difficult to do with substance, with sense, and those were. I mean, The Bedroom Window is not exactly what you could call a comedy, no. Even though you do have funny moments. But Huckabees, yes, it's a comedy of a certain genre, very smart, very ambitious, but it's a comedy.
And what was Russell like to work with? He can be tricky, and he got into trouble on that set.
Well, tricky is not quite the right word, actually. David is very special. Yes, he would sometimes use the megaphone to direct the megaphone. How do you call this? You know, when you amplify the voice. You know, No, I like him very much. But he's special. You just have to, you know, it can be very crazy sometimes, but also very, very smart and very, you know, you understand that you have to follow him in his vision. I liked him very much. Sometimes this vision can be unpredictable, sometimes. But I like that also, you know. I'm never afraid or scared of any strange behavior from a director. Never. I mean, once they are directors, it's fine for me. And plus, it brings... The movies have their own organic movement, no matter what, you know. At some point, the film itself, in its making, dictates what you are supposed to do and what you will be doing in the film. So, and for me, the director can be so or what. It doesn't really. I'm not really affected by that.